General Motors was slapped with a hefty fine today. It has to pay a record $35 million for taking more than a decade to disclose a potentially deadly ignition switch defect. It is the toughest punishment Washington could dole out. But as Eric Sorensen reports, safety advocates say it's not enough.
A terrible week in a terrible year just got worse for General Motors. A $35 million fine, the maximum, not for producing cars with defects, but for hiding what it knew of those defects. Ignition switches on Chevy Cobalt and other cars would sometimes shut off just from the weight of a keychain. It could lock the steering wheel, disable airbags, and it caused dozens of accidents. GM admitted the problem this year, but internally knew of the danger up to 10 years ago.
What GM did was break the law.
Today, the U.S. Transportation Secretary did not mince words.
What we will never accept is a person or a company that knows danger exists and says nothing. Literally, silence can kill.
The problem is linked to at least 13 deaths. Without irony, GM's CEO suggested to engineering graduates just last week to face challenges head on.
And remember, hope is not a strategy. Problems don't go away when you ignore them. They tend to get bigger.
She might have added, at GM, we learned that the hard way. Just yesterday, GM announced 5 more recalls on 2.7 million Chevy Malibus and other models. What does it all mean for GM?
I don't think this is a death knell at all for the company because, again, they aren't the first company and they won't be the last company to do these kinds of recalls.
GM's total recall this year, over 11 million vehicles. Other manufacturers, an additional 6 million. It could be a record year. Industry recognition, perhaps, that with recalls, sooner is better.
They can invest now or they can pay later. The problem with paying later is damage is done, it's bad PR, you've got unhappy customers.
$35 million may sound like a big fine, but the U.S. Transportation Department wants lawmakers to increase that maximum by almost 10 times. Why? In the first quarter, $35 million is about what GM earned in sales every 2 hours. Donna?
Remarkable numbers. Eric Sorensen in Toronto, thank you.